Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about Warner Brothers Discovery. And the reason why I want to talk about Warner Brothers Discovery is because I think Warner Brothers, much like Disney, are making some unnecessary mistakes. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Warner Brothers and Disney are like the touchstones of animation in America, right? And what's been happening is that, much like Disney, Warner Brothers getting to the point where all of their original IP cartoon stuff, and I'm talking about before Cartoon Network and the likes of that, is getting like shelved all the time because they wanna change things around, retcon things, or the cartoons are too violent or whatever. All just nonsense that I just do not care about, honestly. As much as people, I mean, not as much as people want, but like how parents, like they do all of this stuff because they say parents complain or whatever and stuff like that. But for me, it's one of those things where y'all need to actually remember these cartoons. You need to actually have people who love these cartoons and stop trying to shelf them because of Warner Brothers been shelving a lot of their animated movies that's mostly completed, like literally halfway completed, and doing tax write-off. The recent one that was canceled but now revived was Coyote versus Acme, and it was going to star John Cena as a lawyer trying to battle against Wile E. Coyote, who always buy Acne product, but the Acne products go wrong, and he's suing. And I think that is such a fun premise, especially today. Like I said, today's generation kids don't know anything about these characters, and it also goes back, to the Looney Tunes. These today kids, and in the culture zeitgeist, nobody really knows the Looney Tunes. Nobody really knows the melody cartoon characters. And it's the same thing that goes with Disney. Because I was watching a video about how Donald Duck is bigger than you think, and outside of America, Disney comic books are fucking popular. First off, I wasn't even aware that Disney had this many comic books, honestly. I just thought they put out every once in a while. No, Disney's been putting out comic books for their characters for years, but the problem is we don't get them. You want to know why we don't get them? Because they want to try to keep Mickey and the friends, so pure and all that kind of stuff. And the same thing with the Looney Tunes. Like, stop trying to keep them like this just family friendly thing. They can still be what they are, but let the characters have journeys and adventures and put them in dangerous situations or whatever and stuff like that. Parents don't care. Like, for instance, look at superheroes: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, the X-Men. These characters fight criminals, bad guys, and all that kind of stuff. And some of those characters get killed. Some of those characters do kill. Some of those characters have weapons. And yet, we still make toys and merchandise and stuff like that to target the children, too. So, it's nonsensical to keep seeing all of these animated cartoon characters go away like the dodo bird, because we should see more Looney Tunes. Honestly, Warner Brothers have so many original cartoons, just like Disney. Disney do have original cartoons. Like, look at Epic Mickey. Epic Mickey was a story where Mickey gets sent to the past of the Disney worlds or whatever, and you got to see all of the cartoons that Walt Disney and them created that's been forgotten about for a long time. Why aren't you doing more with these characters? You know what I'm saying? Do something with do something with these anime characters. And I understand animation takes a while or whatever. Which, by the way, after seeing that 100 years special, Disney, you definitely need to get some animators like ASAP Rocky, because holy fuck, that was rough. That was some rough shit right there, honestly. And I'm just disappointed that y'all release that shit, because the animation is not good. Not like old Disney. It felt like the late 2000, the mid 2000s, where Disney was making sequels to all of their movies just for the hell of it, and we got not that much great animation, if that makes sense, or cheap knockoff animation is what we got. Y'all need to do something. But yeah, let these characters continue. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how Scooby-Doo, you got so many Scooby-Doo franchises and stuff. Like, we're not going to talk about Velma or Be Cool Scooby-Doo. Those don't count. But you need to do something, and you can't keep locking the characters in to trying to make them child friendly or pull them out when you kind of censor them or take away what they are. These characters lasted for 100 years for a reason. There's a reason why these characters are great. Like, even if you go to Universal Studios and you go to Islands of Adventure, there are so many classic characters. I'm talking about like Popeye, Betty Boo, Woody the Woodpecker, those kind of characters. We don't see those characters anymore in any movies or shows. I mean, for God's sakes, where is the Flintstones and the Jetsons for right? You know what I'm saying? Remember Touchstone characters? Like, we don't even see these characters. You know, nobody's saying that you have to have a series every year, but you need to start having something, or at least throw it on rewind. That's how I found out about these shows and whatever. When I was growing up, I didn't know the Looney Tunes, Flintstones, Betty Boo, all of those classic cartoon shows were done in the 40s and 50s and 60s or whatever, because to me it was brand new. I'd never seen it before, and that's what they did. They used to treat old properties brand new for the kids or whatever and stuff like that. And yes, I've seen Flintstones. I've seen all the Flintstones. I've seen Flintstones when they had their cigarette stuff. I've seen it. I've seen the stuff like that. Yeah, it was on Boomerang. It was on Cartoon Network. It was on networks where children are going to watch it. But hey, we know that it was. We know what's right and what's wrong, whatever, and all that kind of nonsense. But I just feel like it's just such a waste to erase the animation legacy of the United States, especially when it's coming from two studios who are known for their animations. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring back these characters. I would love to see Bugs Bunny and the gang back in, at least in the culture zeitgeist. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see Mickey and his friends in the culture zeitgeist. And I'm talking about, like, I want to see like little shorts again. I miss those shorts. You know what I mean? I miss when the characters were wacky and silly and doing things or whatever, and doing little cartoons that might seem offensive or racist or whatever, but they were fun. Sometimes you just gotta have fun. And I heard like it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's just kind of sad to see the animation stuff go. I would love to see more of that than the Tumblr lazy bean mouth animation, half-ass done animation, or the 3D animation. Lord knows I'm about sick of 3D animation. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, when everything is 3D from Disney, what's the point? Nothing looks interesting. The same thing with Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network, the cartoons used to look different. Every cartoon was different. Now everybody want to do the same thing. That was my problem with when DC decided to do the DC AMU movies, but then also we're doing Young Justice, but Young Justice and the DC AMU was in 2 different universes. And I'm like, okay then, so change the fucking animation style. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you got 2 shows on network right now that look the same. They're in the same universe, but then you got another show that's not in that universe that looks different. Whether I like it or not, at least it looks different. Then you got animated movies that look like the style, but is not in that same universe, but is in the same art style. Why? Hell, even early DC original movies, I loved how different the movies looked. Especially when they were trying to go for making the characters look, the animation look like the artist's art style. That was pretty cool. That is interesting to see. Not whatever the fuck we doing nowadays with these characters. Everything is just looking the same. Or then when you bring these legendary cartoon characters back, you do some He-Man shit or you do some Thundercats Roar shit that turns the audience off. Why do shit like that? We're trying to actually get people to appreciate the characters. The same thing even now, like with the TMNT. You want people to like the TMNT. And they had to make a comic book where the Turtles all died except for Michelangelo in order to get people invested back into the Turtles. And then they said, oh yeah, we're also going to re-release classic TMNT games and retro TMNT toys. But we're also going to do a movie, and they really think that movie is the reason why people are invested in the TMNT. No, the reason why people were got back invested is because you actually gave them something. You know what I'm saying? Because the regular TMNT comic book line sucks. You get what I'm saying? Like, these cartoon characters, especially characters who are been in a lot of cartoons, can be evergreen. You just gotta you gotta do right by them. That's all. You gotta stop trying to drastically change them or trying to make them for today's generation. No, let them be what they are. That's what worked. Again, like I said, when I was growing up, all of those classic cartoons and stuff like that. Again, I didn't realize those characters were I didn't realize those characters were those cartoons were not brand new, because to me they were brand new. You know, I didn't need them to change Lola Bunny and make her a feminist with no boobs and stuff like that to get to stick it to the man, or because being sexy is played out or whatever or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't need that shit. Bugs, I don't need you to politically correct Bugs Bunny because it's offensive that he dresses up as a woman to trick people, and you would think that people would understand that by now. It's fun. Or Elmer Fudd, instead of a gun, because a hunter would never use a gun, he would use a sickle. What? A sickle is worse. Have you seen a sickle slice? Like, oh, okay. So, I don't know. Like I said, but I mean, I heard that WB now is bringing back that Coyote versus Acme movie back now because they get the backlash, which rightfully so, because it is getting kind of stupid that they keep literally shelving their finished animated movies and shows, especially when we're hearing that they're good ideas, but then you'll green light shit that we don't like Velma. How that shit work right now? You'll greenlit shit that we don't like, but then you'll cancel stuff that actually looks interesting, that actually has a good premise behind it. I don't know, I just find it weird, honestly, but that's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that that Warner Brothers, Disney, animation in general, like the classic cartoons, need to make a comeback and stop being forgotten about and stop trying to be politically correct? Or do you not even care about these cartoon characters anymore? Do you guys want them to go the way of the dodo bird? Let me know. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.